Well, good morning, folks. Just out for another walk after my OMAD meal today. Just burning off that visceral fat. So, I'm curious if you've ever wondered why, if you're following a standard diet, why you get hungry so often. Why you feel the need to eat 3 or 4 meals a day plus snacks, and that if you don't, you lose your energy. You just don't have the wakefulness and just physical power and energy without that constant eating. Well, there's a reason for that. See, when you're feeding your body sugar, seed oils, processed foods, those types of things, it actually causes a rise in insulin after you eat. That prevents you from losing weight, but at the same time, it's also giving you that energy. Unfortunately, the fact that you're getting energy from sugar, because whether you're eating carbs or otherwise, it all breaks down to sugar. So if you're feeding your body that, well, as soon as your insulin counteracts all the blood sugar, you lose energy and you need to replenish it. And this is also part of the reason behind metabolic dysfunction and putting on a bunch of weight. And I know all about putting on weight from a standard diet. Now, granted, I had other medical issues that were a huge contributing factor, to be fair. But that still didn't negate the fact that I was weighing 540 pounds. And part of the answer to get that weight off was to change how I ate. By doing that, I've lost 247 pounds so far. I'm out of my wheelchair and I'm able to walk around doing little stories like this. So if this is something you're interested in looking into, how to eat the most nutrient-dense meals in the world and be able to have energy all day. Matter of fact, I just finished a 48-hour fast the other day. And even at the end of that fast, I still had tons of energy to go on my power walks and stuff like that. Not an issue. I could have never done that before, even before I put on all that weight. Now, back in my 20s, I was still eating a standard diet, of course, and I was working out like a madman in the gym. I was spending 2 to 3 hours a day in the gym. Plus, I was riding 120, 130 kilometers a week on mountain bike. This was all over the Lower Mainland in Vancouver area. And yeah, I got in decent shape, but didn't stay that way because of the food, and that food also started making me sick. So just to give you an idea of why our bodies tend to get so sick when you're eating those types of foods, because the mitochondria in your body, they can feed on sugar or they can feed on fat in the form of ATP, which fat converts to when you eat it. So it turns out that mitochondria actually have 400 times more, they have 400% more energy for healing and fixing yourself than when you eat sugar or carbs. And the mitochondria, of course, are one of the major mechanisms in healing. So yes, some may say that you have to have glucose to survive. Well, you don't actually, and here's why. When you eat meat and fat, if your body needs glucose, your liver, using a process called glycogenesis, will convert that fat into glucose. But it only converts as much as your body needs, which is why your blood sugar doesn't actually rise after a carnivore meal. You would think it does. A lot of science says it does, But because the body recognizes it, uses it, and only creates enough sugar for your body to use and no more, it doesn't affect your insulin and it doesn't affect your weight loss. Matter of fact, it's by eating meat and fat that I lost all this weight. That's how it works. So if you want to learn some more and find out how to really learn this stuff and study it and make it part of your life, drop me a line. I can give you a list of book recommendations and research papers and stuff like that. And know that when your mitochondria is healthy, lets you heal all kinds of things. This is how I got out of my wheelchair. This is how I'm able to walk now. This is how I put 7 autoimmune diseases into remission. So anybody can do this if you really want to. If you want to, I can show you how. Talk to you later, folks.